class where the students just wouldn't stop talking or nobody listened to the teacher?
Yes.
And how do you feel about it? That is stressful. And what did you do in that cases? Nothing? Oh, why? Did you prefer that the others speak in a different time, or did you say that work?
I have classes where it could be only two kids, and one of them are talking at the same time. Or one is running around the bathroom.
I know, it's complicated.
Yes.
And other? Okay. So, what is managing discipline? As you can see, it's not only about emotions or the communication. It is something related to rules, and you can see promote engagement and manage student behavior effectively. And this is what we are going to practice now, just to understand more about this concept. So, you ready for the Hope Challenge? I'm going to explain it in a minute. Well, this activity, I'm going to say some verbs, and when you listen, you are going to raise your hand and say hope. And if you heard a word that is not a verb, you are going to say nothing. Okay? Okay. Run. Dance. Sleep. Cookie. Thank you so much. As you can see, the managing discipline is related with the way the students listen. So as you can see, it's the communication, but at the same time, how the students need to listen to us as a teachers. So what do you usually do when students while you are explaining? Do you show them? Do you ignore them? Is something related with the other question that I mentioned at the beginning? I mean, you mentioned that you feel stressed. What else? Did you ignore them?
No, I don't ignore them, but I just when I'm teaching something, I try to focus on that, especially asking questions about the topic that I'm doing. And if they don't answer, I have to tell them you have to pay attention, you have to listen, and try to say something that
Yes.
they understand.
Because as a student and as a future teacher, I know that it's complicated to stay here and start explaining something and the others are speaking. And I don't know, I feel sad about it, but I understand it. And another person has a similar experience.
Well, once I tried, I watched that on Instagram, and it was about making a bubble. Like, for example, catch a bubble, boom, boom, and they were catching it. And in that way, they didn't speak, and they were focused on that. And it worked that time.
It's interesting. I don't know what it is. Thank you so much. And the other one? So there are many factors that can affect the behavior of the classes. For example, the time or weather of today. I know that in some time of the year it is cold and you say, I don't want to go to the class, I want to stay here in my bed. So this can be a factor. The mood of the teacher. I know that some of you see teachers that are angry, sad, but it is not because they want it. It is something about personal situations, etc. So you can understand the teacher and at the same time the students. It's okay. And the other one is the activities that you are using. Most of the time when you are in a class, it is common to follow a lesson plan, a book, etc. But it is important to combine some activities that can be music, or for example, when teacher Perla, Betsy, and me share with you certain questions, just to reflection about that. So you can use the activities just to be more creative in the class. and the presence or absence of certain individuals. I know that all of you are a group that love it. You love all the students, and me too. And sometimes when students don't come here in the class, it is complicated that if that students we're here, maybe all of you we are I don't know sharing experiences with other students or ¿cómo dicen? Como que faltaría esa experiencia al compartir nuestras experiencias de hacernos reír. So, there are some benefits about managed discipline. The number one is the students can hear your explanation or instruction. For example, as a personal experience, I appreciate it for hear my explanation and at the same time put attention and be respect with us as teachers. The number one is show respect to the speaker as is polite. As I mentioned before, you are great students and we appreciate it to stay here and hear our point of view about the presentation. And listening well is a skill that many students need to practice. Most of the time, maybe you have a book and you're only reading information and you need to memorize only about it. And listening is a good option because you need to understand not only what is happening in the classroom, at the same time put it in practice in real life. We don't know. So it can be a good point. Do you like or do you apply some of these one into real life? You can, for example, put in practice something that we mentioned here as a teacher, Joanna, teacher, Betsy. We did this point of view also on my class or also with my friends, and we appreciate it so much, these kind of things. Are you taking notes or do you want more time to report? Yes? Yes? Okay. If I go faster, let me know, please. Are you ready? If you want to write something about the other slide, tell me. No problem. Ready? And at the same time, there are some approaches that you can adapt to suit most ages. That is the power of the pause. For example, if I explain something and you are speaking as well, it is important to know just to understand the emotion of the teacher, stay here, planning all the class, and say, oh, poor teacher. She passed all the night trying to explain to the students the activities, the presentation, and we need to be respect. So the power of the pause is be quiet, a little, and at the same time, obviously share your ideas with the other ones, etc., but always with respect. And as you can see, if someone starts talking what you are explaining, pause until that person is done talking. It refers that, for example, if I explain something and you are speaking, I'm going to say, shut up. No, I'm going to say, okay. If you want to share something related with the class, come on here. You know, if you want to share whatever you want, it's okay. I appreciate it with me, with all the class. Okay, the next one. And what do you think it is important to listen? You know, to the teacher, to the student. Where do you think it is important? Because to me, okay, so what is this one? Because to me, maybe I can learn something about the other person. I don't know about you.
I think that if we don't listen first, I think it's very important to ask again, and then they have to repeat what they said, and at least for other people. So, for example, the other students, they may feel like they just said that.
Yes, excellent.
compare my ideas with them, or for example, their strategies or their experiences. And I like that because, for example, I've heard different games or ideas that they have, and I apply them.
Yes.
So that works a lot.
It happens with me and Betsy because we sometimes have different ideas and we learn each other. And it is something that I consider important to listen to the other person. So to me, it's a positive way to do it. The other- Well, there are other factors that you can apply in the classroom. That is the non-verbal silence command. I promise it's too easy to understand. But for example, if I make this like this, you are going to see a place. And if I made like this, you are going to see that place. And I don't need to use words to explain because you understand the non-verbal silence command. And you can understand what I am doing, okay? And the broken record technique is something related to that because it is something, all of this point of view is related with the non-verbal silence command, but you can start with the whole class question with the phrase, put your hand if you, can you tell me this. But I don't need to use my words just to explain it. Just to say this movement, this movement. Or if I choose a student, I can say, did you want to participate? No, I can say, she knows that I want to come here in the front. So this is related with the non-verbal silence command. And there are some point of views about giving them the choice, I know, to the students. You know, speak a lot. For example, share your point of view. It is important. As you learn, we learn. Think about the situation. Write all your experiences, your points of view, if you like it, if you don't like it. The teamwork, also is important. As I mentioned before, you can learn to the other students. And put in practice activities, not only here in the class, also outside in real life with your friends, and go back. Learn by learn is a challenge, but it is something that I promise you are going to enjoy. And be reasonable, but don't reason with them. This is something that happened a lot to me, maybe in the last semester, in the other semester, because maybe I had an argument and the teacher had another one, or maybe my partner. And most of the time it can be a combination or negative points of view. And these actions take responsibility to the both person, and it is important to be the reason, hear the other person, and tell me, okay, I understand the point of view, but I have another. So you can not to say, or I can explain it, complicate the situation. I understand the point of view, but I have this one. And this kind of thing. Have you ever heard in a situation? I mean, not only, maybe not here in the class, but in the other classes? Yes? Can you give me an example?
Second semester, we had a teacher, the subject was educación emocional. So this teacher was like, she was thinking that she always was right. She always had the good points, the good point of view. So it was too like contradictory that you are teaching educación emocional, but you are like yeah, like uncomfortable, like yeah, you are make us feel bad, and yeah, she had no control with her emotions, and we had an argument with her, so we asked why she said things like that or why she acted like that, but she was like, I'm the teacher, and that's it. So we we had no a good relation with her, but at the very end we don't react like to have a fight or to have a discussion.
Yes, and it is complicated because most of the time you can learn about the subject that you feel frustrated like this, like a robot that you need to follow just the information that a teacher said. But as you can see, it is important to be always polite, as you mentioned. And I understand you.
Yeah, because she was like, shut up, get out. So why? What I mean, like I don't know. So.
Yes, it is complicated. But I'm happy to see you here in your this semester. The repetition. Repetition sounds hard, but at the same time, if you don't understand something, for example, that I say, or whatever person mentioned, it is important to get attention and say, for example, teacher Ivana, can you repeat information, or can you mention another example because I didn't understand you? It's okay. So if you want to apply the repetition with me, I feel happy, okay? So the repetition in the classes is important because most of the time teacher asks you, did you understand the topic? And all the people go, yes, teacher. But I know that it was happening. But well, it is important the repetition. Well, there are so many things about it, not only the negative. It is important to use humor. For example, using certain words that the other feel creative about it. And for example, at the end of the activities, Betty and me put some music. And it's like you feel more free to doing something and not only feel like what I'm going to say in that position. So it's important to use humor, and there are some tips that are use your voice or music, use to create space, use language to enhance your student motivation. And for example, this is related that most of the time, some students have certain level of English and the other ones not all. But it is important to have certain level of English for all the whole class just to understand what I am saying. Because if I only mention my English level complicated, like C2, it is complicated at the same time to me and to you to understand what I am saying. So for that reason, it is important to create a space knowing what are your expectations and this kind of things. And well, at the same time, use a clear structure, as you mentioned before. Have an organization of the class, and everything is gonna be okay. And this is a phrase that I like it, that put yourself in other shoes. What do you think about it?
Understand their feelings.
Yes. Can you give me an example?
Yeah, if my friend is sad, I can maybe not understand at the 100%, but maybe I can feel I can understand what he's feeling. Maybe I had a situation like that, and that's I understand about the
Yes, you are so correct. What do you think about with yourself in other shoes? Yes.
To have empathy with
Yes.
people.
Yes, thank you so much. Another one?
For example, the teachers. Let's say, for example, when someone arrives late, you have to make, well, maybe
of chocolates. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can get one if you share with me something related with the benefits, factors, it can be negative, positive, about what I have said before. Yes?
I think, for example, this is one class where the teacher changed a lot. And at first, the atmosphere in the classroom, the environment, it felt really heavy, and people didn't want to participate. But when she started to be more like not flexible, but maybe understanding, people would even joke with her or would even they weren't stressed out or upset.
Yes.
I'm a teacher, and my children are 3-year-olds, so they are very small. And every time that it's really hot, or they are like, they come from their houses, they are really excited, and they make a lot of noise and everything. So every time I try to like relax, and I try to use attention getters that basically are to use some songs or rides or something to make them feel more interested and to pay attention. Yes.
I'm going to choose one person by holding line. So there are one person and the other one is another.
I'm teacher too, and I started with a group that they are teenagers, no, pre-teenagers, and they are like very serious at the start because they don't know you and they're very close up. So what I tried to do at the first classes was to be big jokes. I'm not very good at making jokes, but I think that was what made it, yeah, because my jokes were very bad. So I read that I use humor, so I tried that, and they are like more relaxed now during classes, and they participate. So it's jokes.
Thank you so much. Another person.
So I started applying examples, things that she liked. I used to apply them on the topics and the presentations, and she was obviously so she was paying attention. I mean, her attention changed when I started to add the things that she liked. And she was pretty happy with when the class finished.
Yeah, thank you so much. And now I want a boy. Yours is so intelligent, so I want to hear it. And well, can you share with me something related? And another person?
Right. So about humor, I think humor is like one of the few elements that I really noticed when it comes to being a teacher. I had this one teacher in high school that at the beginning he was like really serious and nobody really wanted to participate. It seemed like he would kill you if you like spoke too loud or something. But throughout the semester he loosened up and he started making jokes and people started feeling safe with him. They started feeling comfortable. And that's something that really like boils down to just confidence. I think when you're a teacher, confidence, students like confidence usually because that means that the teacher knows what he's doing or what she's doing, and it makes them feel safe enough to participate and be interested in the lessons and to actually engage with what's being done in the class.
Yes, thank you so much. Another person?
And the teacher did not tell me Cheryl, that she told me that we are learning about this vocabulary, so, but I
students, the important thing is to love your job, right?
Yes.
Because loving job bring students like harmony. They can use the imagination, not just watching a normal class. So I think loving teaching can be like the main point of all of this. So that's
Yes, thank you so much. Well, that's all for me. Do you have any questions about what I mentioned before? Okay, thank you so much.
Well, hello guys again. I know that you're a little bit tired, but let's continue. I am going to tell you that these activities will be a lot of fun for you, and I hope that all of you get to participate. So the first activity, let me ask you, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. It's called Wait. So I'm going to ask you to chat between, and you can do it in pairs. So when you are chatting or talking between you, in the meantime, I'm going to be doing something, and you will notice that I'm going to tell you with these kind of signs or movements that you need to be quiet. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. You can talk or speak about anything you want. Very good. Okay, can you continue please and be aware of what I'm doing to ask you to be quiet. Just one person noticed which one the sign that I was doing like a second ago for you to be quiet. Who can tell me? Who was the one? Yes. Yes. They folded their arms. Yes. You were talking and I was like.
I saw the sign, but I wasn't talking.
Well, thank you. Now I'm going to ask you, which one of the strategies I was applying? The silent, the nonverbal. Nonverbal. Because I was not telling you directly to be quiet, but I was like, please, work. Okay, thank you guys. For the next activity, I have a role play. I want you to participate, but I'm going to give you the examples and the scenarios, and you is going to observe and tell us what can be applied. Okay. Who wants to participate, or I make the teams? First? Okay. Yes? Please pay attention to your partners.
Do you have to explain the context or just acting it out?
No, you just ask.
Okay.
Hi students, how are you? Okay, we are going to make a new project this year. It is about an autobiography. Yes? Do you understand what I'm saying? What did I say? What did I say? Yes, actually, about what? Biography? No, it's not. You are talking. You shouldn't be talking here. I'm the one who talks. Yes? Understood?
So now, can you tell me which strategy the teacher could apply? Did you notice that the teacher was giving them instructions and the students don't stop talking? Can you tell me which strategy they could apply? Or which strategies? So it could be not just one, right? For example, the one that I applied. No? So which one you could say that it will work in that case? I think that would work because the teacher tells them directly, but they won't stop talking. But if the teachers just make pause and make like quiet, maybe, or I hope that the students understand. Okay, so the teacher not tell us anything. So I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to continue. I don't know, but I don't know if for you that could work. No?
Well, I'm agree with that because, you know, maybe if the teacher gets closer to the students, they get like uncomfortable with the feeling they or her presence.
Yes.
And they were like,
So yes. Okay. Thank you guys. I have another example who can come to the front to perform. Yes. But you need partners. You want to choose your partners? Or I choose?
Single. That's it.
Right there. Both of you can come.
I watched like video they sharing about like syrup reviews, but it's kind of weird. But it's not real I'm not like
Okay, guys, please let's
Now we are going to do this other activity. We are going to do a quiz. It is individual. You need to get away from your partner.
Give us a moment, please. Let me finish this first.
But the time is done. You can do it later in your house.
Discuss the topic, we're not done.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, teacher? Don't laugh. Why are you laughing?
I feel like
Okay.
do something.
Yeah, let's finish that. Oh.
Yeah, right. It's good enough.
It was good.
Yes, very good.
Very realistic.
So, what do you think, guys?
I think maybe it was religion.
Yes.
Another one, please.
Another idea? Or what can we do as a teacher that makes?
I would have said limits. Like I think the teacher, well, they were very rude in the teacher. So I would set limits or give them consequences. Not like a punishment or with consequences.
Another one, please.
Well, I could have said, like, for example, like, when they need something from me, like, I wouldn't do it for them. Like, for example, like, maybe I'm not going to tell them now, but later when they need something, like, no, I'm sorry, but you need to pay attention when I need it, and I'm sorry, but I can give you that for me. And they can see, like, you are not going to be always, like, there, and you have limits.